Well, hello, hello, hello. Greetings, greetings. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you, wherever you are. It's 3 p.m. Eastern for me where I am. As I had mentioned yesterday morning, that I had um appointment this morning to do my blood work and everything. So I had to go to the lab. So for that reason, I was not able to be on here with you. But here I am. I am back. I am excited to see each and every one of you here today. So, as always, I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson. I am a coach educator. I am a speaker and I'm an authentic broadcaster. I provide education for my clients to tap into their soul purpose so that they can begin to live free, enlightened, empowered, and transformed. So for each and every day that I touch the start button, those are my intention to serve you in that manner so that you won't exit out of here without your music being played, your building being built, and all of the other amazing things that the universe gave you life to create. All right, so sit back, get involved, interact in a positive way because we have a jam-packed episode for you. All right, you can also purchase my book, Conversation on Success. You can pay for it right here on the show, whichever platform you're on. It's $19.95 plus shipping and handling of $6. All right. And you will get it autographed. So when you pay cash up, Daphne Clarke-Hudson, kindly put your address so I know where to mail your autographed copy of the book to. All right. So again, it is such a warm welcome I want to extend to you because I know my team and I, we have a jam-packed episode that we have prepared for you. And it has touched our lives in preparation. And we know it's going to touch your lives as well. Today's topic is leveraging your network for greater success. Leveraging your network for greater success. And listen, you're welcome to take notes because sometimes I'm going so fast and you might miss something. So also connect on the link tree so you can go back and listen over and over and over again. All right? So leveraging your network for greater success is what we are talking about. Each and every one, we have a network, right? For example, my network, number 2, my network consists of the people I meet each and every day. It includes the people on LinkedIn. It includes the people on multiple places on Facebook. It also includes LinkedIn. It also includes Twitter, Threads, Twitch. When I go to the library, it also includes those people. When you go to the butcher shop, not only are the customers part of your network, but the butcher and the attendants in the meat shop are all part of your network. And many of us are missing out because we think we don't have anybody, because we are screening people out. Put it simply, my network consists of every person I say hello to on a daily basis. Your network doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who has already spent money with you. I know for me, my network spanned wider than the people I physically know, especially on these social media streets. Our network expand way beyond, beside where our physical eyes will be able to identify. Our network also include people who are close to us in our hearts. All right? So, why as we focus on networking to leverage our success, we need to know the pros and cons. We need to understand how to network, why we are networking. And as I go through these different steps with you, I will be mentioning some of the do's and don'ts of networking. All right? As I repeated the word network, I remember, and you probably remember too, is that years ago, if you mention about networking, a lot of people would ask you, are you into multi-level marketing? I know you typed something. It went. I didn't see it. I didn't see one of it. All right? So, as we consider about beginning to network, we got to know the rules. Just like anything, any other relationships we get into, we got to know the rules. It's like starting kindergarten. You make sure you explain to the child the first day they are going out to kindergarten. You're explaining to them what they can do and what they can't do. They can't just get up to go to the bathroom. The teacher needs to give you permission. And it's the same thing as we network as adults. We have to understand what we are getting into and how we are going to conduct our networking business. What is networking and why is it it's number 3? What is networking and why is it essential? Simply put, networking is building relationships with new individuals who are on a different focus from you, different career, different business. I remember before COVID, there were a lot of physical networking opportunities. But since COVID, there are not as many as those physical networking events and opportunities. However, there are still other mediums that people has reinvented that they can still get the impact of networking. One of the ways that we think of networking now, this is why I run my lives the way I run them. For example, on my TikTok platform, you will hear me say, if it is your first time here, put a blue heart, your first name, and where you are joining from. There's a method to my madness. The reason I encourage people to do that, those who are seasoned to my platform, they will see the blue hearts repeatedly coming around, and they are going to click on it to see what the person is about. How can they add value to the person? Networking is not about what you can get, but what you can give. Because the minute you begin to give, things begin to shift. You begin to attract new people. Your energy feels better. You feel better overall about who you are. All right? So number four, building and expanding your network. How do you start building your network? The first thing you need to do is to inquire from people in that community what's going on when it comes to network. We are at number 4. Number 4 is where we're at. Start to ask questions about what's in your area and tell people what you are doing and the type of people you are looking to spend time with to find out about their business or their services and vice versa. You got to understand about the value of the networking event that you are getting connected with. I remember when I used to be a Rotarian. Every Wednesday morning, I would go 2 towns down from where I live, and we had a Rotarian breakfast. And I had enjoyed going there. I learned a lot of things there. However, there was one plague which spoiled that chapter. And the plague was, we had a lot of old Caucasian retired executive men. And they thought that they would run the chapter the way that they ran the corporation they were working with. And they would say things like, women can't hold offices. They would have women not voted on the board and all of the other things. So there were some of us there who were extremely strong personalities. And we made it to be known the value that we bring to that table. The value that we bring to that table. And we had strong opinions. We debated what they suggested because those were the only ways to get our voices being heard. And I did that, and a few of the other women, we stuck around for a while. But after a while, we said to ourselves, we can go to other organizations and add more value where our voices would be heard. We do not need to be in this organization. It's a great organization. But the board that was predominantly white, older, retired Caucasian men, they did not want anything to do with us. They thought that they could just set the rules and we would abide by it. Well, hello? No, no, no. So you got to know when to stand up for yourself as you build your network. Know the value in the events that you are going to. There are times when you are expanding your network and you will be required to volunteer your time. Why is it good for you to volunteer your time? Once you're in a volunteering position, whether you're being paid or not, it sets you in the light of a leader. So when people come to those tables to talk with you, no one is asking whether you're being paid to be at that table. They just want to know how you can help me and how we can add value to each other. So at one time when I was living in Connecticut, I was sitting on so many board of directors. Why? Not because I didn't have any work to do, but I was on there in order to build my network, because it is often said that your network is your net worth. Right? So I was going to the board of directors meeting, and I was also putting my company name, whether I was at Danbury Children First or the Housing Authority, wherever I was working at the time. When I would introduce myself, I would introduce myself as a staff at those places. So now, not only are they knowing me, they are hearing more about the organization. We have to understand, when we network, it is of vital importance that we show up at social gathering. especially if they are serving food, not because you're hungry, but it gives you an opportunity to showcase a special dish that you like to make. It is going to be a conversation piece. People are going to want to know who made this, so and so. And they are going to point and said, that person made it. So now everybody knows who you are and where you work, and they more than likely wants to exchange information with you. Listen, you all know that this is a pet peeve of mine. We are on social media or business media for some of us who are business owners. The reason it is called social media is so we can be sociable. Stop coming on here and creating a profile. You don't have any bio. You don't have any picture. When you come on somebody's live, you do not want to be up on the camera because you don't want people to see you. If that's the case, you do not need to be on social media. We got to understand the power of the relationships. Once you start building the power of the relationships in networking, everywhere you go, especially if you are in the rural parts, everywhere you go now, somebody knows who you are. Use them up. You might be living in the same area where you work. Let people know what you do. Let them know how they can benefit from collaborating with your company. Or they can refer people to your company. All about the relationships. You know, I think Maya Angelou has a poem that says, people will always forget what we give them. No matter how expensive the gift is. But one thing for sure, people will never ever forget the way you make them feel. So when you go to networking event, don't just sit in the back. Go around and meet people. Look them in the eye when you say, my name is Daphne Clarke-Hudson. If they are comfortable with it, shake their hands. If they are not, that's okay, you just greet them. But you're looking in their eyes. So the next time that they see you, it might be at the post office. They say, you're the lady I saw at the meeting at the library the other night. Stop hiding yourself when you go out to these events. It's okay if you go maybe 5 or 10 minutes late. Don't make it a habit. But what happened? People are going to be seeing you when you make your grand entrance. And everybody's going to want to know, who is that girl? Who is that boy? When they break for snacks, everybody wants to come over and shake hands with you and hear about what it is you do. We also do have some networking etiquette. Networking etiquette. You're not networking with someone because you expect them to give you something. No money, no gifts. There are times when you're in a networking group and part of the group is that they exchange gifts around the holidays, or if there's a birthday, they will take up offerings to give the person a gift. Do not enter into a networking group and your sole intention is to buy your way in. You go every day, you bring a big expensive gift and you're flaunting it right there in the meeting because you think you want to have an in with the leader of the group. That's a no. That's a no. Another important etiquette in networking, have a plan. For those of us that are still getting cards. Hey, Corey, how are you, my friend? Have a plan. When you meet somebody, there are some of you who are typing the information in your phone or you're scanning their cards. A good etiquette in networking is to follow up. I remember in my Mary Kay years, I used to have shoe boxes that I would put all of the business cards. Anybody remembers when we used to get trifold brochure and business cards? And that's what we used to hand out at meetings. I used to, anyone that I know I can add value to, when I get their card, I would write on the card A+. That means we can both add value. If it's a maybe, I would put a B. And when I would get back from that event, I would make sure I send a group email out to everybody who gave me a card. I would send out a group email thanking them for spending time with me and for getting to know me. And I tell you, a couple weeks ago, one lady came on TikTok and she reminded me that we knew each other from back in the Periscope days. Back in the Periscope days, there were people I knew from. I used to be part of the FraserNet conference in Cleveland, Ohio. One of my best friends right now, he's the airline pilot, Dr. G. He's a captain on American Airlines. And the reason and how I met Dr. G was part of he took my class at a conference, and he got so much out of my class. He said, I would like to be your friend. And at the time, he was living in Missouri. And he came up to Connecticut so he could be interviewed by me on my TV show. And not only did he get the interview, I gave him copies. And because of that interaction and meeting between us, my show began airing in the state of Missouri. So know your networking etiquette. Always ask yourself, how can I add value? How can I add value? How can I have value? My intention is to always add, always add, always add. When I go into other people's live appearances and broadcasts, it is my sole intention to tap their screen, to share their lives so that other people can come. And I'm committed to do that. I might not stay long, but I'm staying there. At least before I leave, I'm going to make sure I give you about 3,000 likes. That's how we add value. You observe something special about somebody you're networking with. Do not hesitate from letting them know the greatness you observe in them. I am getting ready in a few weeks to begin to showcase some special people in my various networks. Some from Facebook, some from Instagram, some from TikTok. And there are some phenomenal people who I have met, and I have noticed their commitment in their calling and purpose, and who have answered the call. How am I able to be getting ready to showcase them? Because I noticed what they were doing. I started to network with them, and I realized their message is powerful. Their story is powerful. I have a platform I can get them on so that the world can hear them. How do you add value? How do you add value? We also need to learn to utilize technology. Now, because of leveraging technology, we are right at this episode. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. What is that? 7 or 8 different platforms. My goal and my intention is to expose my entire network to what I am doing. I am not special by no means. You and you, hello Queen, how are you? You and you can do the same thing. You are called for a purpose. Honor your purpose. Step up. Be the best you can be. Be cautious as you go out there to leverage your network. Use a sense of discernment. Why? Not all that glitters is gold. Not all that glitters is gold. People will do deceiving things to get close to you. So be cautious. Be cautious as you build this relationship, and do not disobey your intuition and your sense of discernment. Why? It is always the authentic truth. Now, number 8. Number 8. Networking for personal growth. Networking for personal growth. Let me tell you something. If you find out who you're networking with, what kind of business opportunity they have, they might not be able to pay you any wages. But you could ask them, what do you have for me to come and give you 3 hours a month? I'm just looking to volunteer for you. As you step into that volunteering position, you are empowering yourself. You are developing yourself in an area that you have not worked before. No job is degrading. No job is beneath you. Take that opportunity to learn something new. Learn something new. Always. As we work on our networking for personal growth, we are also able to develop ourselves, our personal development. You might be an introvert, and just by networking with somebody else, you're beginning to open up, like a rosebud. After you're volunteering at that place for 2 months, your family probably say, there's something new about you. You're talking more, you're laughing more. Because you're evolving. So you are developing yourself in a professional way. Your overall development is expanding. People don't no longer look at you and say, oh, Ramona is an introvert. Instead, they will say, oh, I know Mona when she used to be an introvert. And look on her now. Each and every one of us, make sure if it is even 2 lessons, we are learning from the people we are networking with. However, allow me to give you an alert. If you are networking with a group and you are the smartest one there, you are in the wrong group. And you are there because you do not believe in yourself. You are there because you are scared. If you are there and you are the person that everybody is coming to and asking you different questions, it's time to find a new group. Because why? You are preventing someone's growth. You're there, people are not expanding, people are not excelling. You are preventing people's growth. You're stunning people's growth. And you should not allow anyone to tell you that that is what you're doing. You need to be observant, and you need to say to yourself, Daphne, you need to get out of these people's way. You do not need to be the one that is answering every question. The people you're networking with, you have to help them to develop their creative ability, their problem-solving ability. You're not the end all to every situation. Challenge them when they come to you to ask a question. Put it back. Ask them, take a few minutes, think it through. How would you handle it? Let's say I wasn't here. How would you have dealt with it? And the more you help them to develop, you're telling yourself, it's time for me to step back and step away so I can allow them to grow. Learning from mentors and experienced individuals. Open your mouths and ask questions. Always have a little notebook. You see this little book here? You can get them at the dollar store. Stock up. Well, it's $1.25 now. Stock up with them. They can always fit in your pocket with a pen. Every time you get a new nugget, jot it down in that notebook. You are in networking school. And every day after you get home, look back over all of the things that you have gathered. Look at what you learned today. Give gratitude for all of the information that came your way today. Look, yesterday I learned 5 things. Today I learned 4 more things. These are things that I did not know last week. And you give gratitude for all of the new lessons that you are learning, the impacts that you are making. You do not have to go to college or university to implement all of these networking things that I'm teaching you. You just need to be personable. You just need to believe in yourself. You just need to have the confidence and most of all, the courage. It takes massive courage to tell yourself, I am going to learn something new. I need to go to the library. I need to register for that class. I need to do this. People might say to you, well, what are you talking about? Go register. You know how old you are? And say, yes, I do know. That's why I have made the decision to go invest in me. You are taking the responsibility of who you are and where you want to be. When you get the opportunity to be in the presence of your mentors, Whether you're paying them or you are just associate and you claim in your spirit that they are your mentor, and you say, when I get the money, I'm going to invest in myself. Hey, get this little book, open it, have your pen in hand, ask them 1 or 2 questions, jot it down in here. Don't be go showing up. Hey, yeah. Write things down. Ask powerful questions. Jot them down. Every time you get to be in the presence of your mentors, make sure that you are able to learn so much more than if you were in an academic classroom. Why? Our mentors have been there, done that. And when you have a mentor and you're spending time and you ask them a question, turn your recorder on and you tape what they are saying and you write that down as well. That's a backup plan. So listen to their story. Listen to their story. Listen to their story. They did not get to where they are by accident. And as you listen to their story, word for word, you will begin to craft your own story. You will begin to craft your own story. And before long, you now will become the mentor of somebody else. Learn from experienced people and learn from your mentors. Do not say no to any opportunity that presents itself. Always say yes. Always say yes. Why? Why are you saying yes? Because you know that you have lessons to learn. They say when the student is ready, what? The teacher will appear. How will you know whether that teacher was for you if you say no? How will you know if that teacher was intended for you if you said no? All right. Number 10, I want to pause here for any question, and also we are going to do the hot seat coaching. So anyone that has a problem, you can ask what it is, type it in the chat, because I do not think I have any moderators. Type it in the chat and let me coach you through whatever the challenge is. So go ahead over there on TikTok land. If you have any question, any burning question, type it in there. So we will coach you through the situation. Okay, while I'm waiting on your question, As we network for professional advancement, there are many opportunities that started off as a networking opportunity and they were converted into paid position. I have known many people like that end up getting jobs in large corporations, all because they said yes, they were going to volunteer for that organization. And somebody that they networked with said, listen, I know Nicole. Nicole is an amazing young woman. I hear you're going to have an opening in such and such a department. Would you mind interviewing Nicole? She has been volunteering from when? I would appreciate you giving her an opportunity. These are the things that happened when you did network with powerful people. Any question? Any painful question for coaching through? Going once, going twice, going once again, going 1.5, going 2. All right. So remember, you can buy my book, Conversation on Success, through Cash App, $ Daphne Clarke-Hudson. It's $19.95, $6 shipping and handling. All right. Not only you get my story, you get 24 other people's story. You all get to see how we began and what we have been doing to get to where we are. All right. Also, I've noticed that no one is utilizing the opportunity to be coached here. Those of you who are interested in working with me, text me at 203-885-5093 with your email and your phone number so that I can get my calendar out to you where you can book an intake session with me. There is a financial investment for that, which we will discuss. You can also get 5 or 10 minutes of my time so we can discuss a few of your problems and I can show you what I can do to help you. All right? Still no question? Any question on your side, Miss Mona? So, listen, I want you all to also email me. Let me know whether you all prefer the morning session or the evening session for the show. All right? Coming up, we are going to be having some amazing guests that we are going to be interviewing. I am so excited about the lineup that I have. All right? So we have no questions. So in concluding, I want to remind you what we spoke about. We spoke about defining networking and what networking means. We talk about what is networking and why is it essential. We talk about building and expanding our network. We also talk about the power of networking. We talk about networking etiquette. We talk about leveraging technology to enhance our network. Then we talk about networking for personal growth and development. We talk about networking for professional expansion. I gave you an opportunity to be coached and you all refuse it. I know you are going to be saying soon, oh, I wish I had took that free coaching that she was giving away. All right? So I hope that you have learned something. Don't forget to reach out to me. I'm not only here for the free 99. I am a full-fledged coach and speaker. If you are looking for somebody to keynote your event, I'm your gal. If you're looking for somebody to facilitate your retreat, I am your gal. If you're looking to heal from some trauma, some bad relationship, if you're looking for intuitive consultation, I am your gal. I don't be using cards. I'm not hitting anybody, but I connect directly through source. I get my answers and I give them to you. Again, do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can go to my website, daphneclarke.com. And above all, guys, are you ready for this? I am Googleicious. So anything you want to know about moi, just Google Daphne Clarke-Hudson. There's a reason I use my proper government name. You can Google me and you'll see everything that I have been doing. For years, I spoke at the federal prison for women up in Danbury, Connecticut. I spoke at every level there. You all know it's not easy to get into prisons to speak, but I speak there for many years. I've done workshop there for those women. I have spoken at conferences for many, many years. And I can brag. I'm good at what I do. I get results. I help people understand clearly why they came here. Many of the people I've worked with have been empty. They work executive jobs, they made good money, but they have been empty. A big old void inside of them. I work with them to fill that void up. I want to do the same thing for you. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson. I am oftentimes referred to as the queen of the empowered soul or dynamic Daphne, the turnaround diva, depending on which of my clients you're talking to and what their journey with me is or was. Those are the names they coined for me. You don't get those names unless you get results. So I'll see you all tomorrow morning. I'm doing my best to end the show in 60 minutes, and I think I almost did it. Listen, tap into my link tree so you can go and listen to all of the other episodes. Love you, family. Love you, love you, love you. And guess what? There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. We love you and we enjoy serving you. Bye.